Well, hello everyone. Welcome back into the kitchen. Mike here for another fun cooking day here at home. And we've got a nice glass of Côte de Rhône. We are going to be doing beef burgundy with Julia Child. And I like to change recipes up myself. I just like to look at someone's recipe, kind of follow it for a little bit of inspiration, and then kind of do something slightly different myself. So we just got the nice chuck here, looking really good. You kind of want a more tender cut of meat because you're going to be cooking this for about 3.5 to 4 hours. I've actually got some pancetta here. I like the saltiness a little bit. You don't want a smoked bacon for this recipe. If you do get American bacon, Julie actually suggests in the book to boil it for about 10 minutes to take that smokiness away. I've also done some potatoes, make it a little bit heartier. You've got the multicolored organic carrots. Usually you could do a beef bouillon cube or beef broth. I decided to do the beef bone broth. It's on the saltier side, so we might do a little, water it down a little bit just to take some of the saltiness out. Obviously you want a young French red wine, Burgundy, Côte de Rhône, just something, you know, right now, what have we got on this one? I don't even know the year. This is just what we had in the house. I think it's a 2020. So obviously we're cooking with some extra virgin olive oil, organic. And yeah, we're gonna get into this and show you kind of step by step and see the process. All right, so I like to just season with just regular ground pepper. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of lava salt. There's already enough saltiness in this dish, so I'm actually not gonna add any salt to the steak. But if you guys have the cookbook, it's on page 315, and you can follow along. All right, usually do this all in a cast iron skillet, basically like a Dutch oven, La Creuset. We're just doing this, and then we're gonna throw it in the slow cooker. So it's a little different way to do it, but we just want to brown this up, keep the oil left over, and you're going to throw in the steak, do a nice sear all around. All right, chopping up all our carrots. I love the multicolored ones. I think it just gives a nice different flavor to the dish. We're going to start doing the steak, and then we're going to start sauteing these a little bit with the potatoes. All right, we've got the nice olive oil. Putting it pepper side down. We're gonna saute this, just get it nice and brown. Doesn't need to be overcooked because obviously everything's slow cooking in here. And then we're gonna take it out and let it rest a little bit on the side and then brown the vegetables. All right, so we're just browning it a little bit on each side. You don't need to cook it all the way through. Obviously, it's going to slow cook in the cooker. You just want to get a nice little sear on it. I'll lock some of that moisture in and get some of this pepper kind of seared onto it and cooked right into the meat. I love that nice peppery finish with steak. I think it's just so good, especially some black lava salt. It's my key 2 ingredients always with doing steak. All right, we got our potatoes, carrots. Just toss these, keep the same oil. You want to coat them, just get them very lightly browned. All right, we've thrown our bacon and beef back in here. Mix this around. Now we're gonna add a little bit of flour. You wanna kind of slow down the heat a little bit. You don't want it really cooking at this point. After we mix in the flour, we're gonna do the red wine and the bone broth. All right, we mixed in the flour. Now we added the red wine. You want about 3 cups. This stuff is fantastic, by the way. About 20 bucks a bottle. A little expensive for throwing in here, but you know, we gotta enjoy it while we're cooking. So we're gonna transfer this. Normally, if you're in a crock pot, just transfer it in there, or you just put a lid on this and put it in the oven at 325. All right, so we just transferred it in. Make sure this is hot. I've already put it on low. It's gonna cook for about 3 to 4 hours. And just keep an eye on the amount of liquid in there. You can add a little bit more water if you want. So let's close her up and wait. All right, guys. So it's been cooking for about 2.5 hours. A lot of the beef is starting to fall apart. It's not as thick as I hoped. You could probably add more flour. We try not to do gluten, so we did like a gluten-free flour, and I didn't do too much. But yeah, it tastes amazing. So let's try and get it plated up. All right, guys. Looks good. You got to let me know what you think in the comments. Beef is so tender. And we're pairing with another great Bordeaux. Thanks for tuning in.